We want to thank our outstanding sponsor, Touring and Cruises Travel. It's the same team as Touring Plans Travel, but with a new name. Their travel advisors will take care of your Disney or other travel destination needs. Make sure to tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug answering your questions all about Disney on this week's episode, Doug.
Yeah, we're excited. All kinds of questions. Too many questions?
So many questions. Here's spilling the tea for you. When Doug and I did our first listener question episode almost 8 years ago, we got like 2 questions, and then maybe we made a few up just to, sound cool. And now we have so many, it's going to take 2 episodes. They're still
Buckle
coming
up.
in. Yeah, so we have a lot. Thank you so much to everyone who left questions. We are going to get to them all over the next couple weeks. Really excited to answer them. But first, we need to share more about our trip coming up.
That's right. The You Define Magical, a Rope Drop Radio trip, is coming June 3rd through the 7th. Well, we fly in on the 3rd late, and then we're there for the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. If you book through Touring and Cruises, the sponsor of our show, you will get a custom set of trip luggage tags made by yours truly, a Rope Drop Radio magnet, a Rope Drop Radio sticker, and a special trip-only sticker. It may be glittery. All right, then on June 4th, we'll do a Magic Kingdom meetup in the afternoon, and that evening, a monorail bar crawl. Come and go as you please, people.
If you want to send your spouse with the kids and you want to come join us on the monorail bar crawl, that's allowed.
Yeah. June 5th, Epcot will be eating and snacking our way around the world in the afternoon. Also easy to drop in and out on that one. June 6th, in the afternoon at Hollywood Studios, a Pizza Rizzo's dance party, as one does. And then that evening, about an hour and a half before close of the park, we'll do a Smuggler's Run meetup to see who is the best pilot in the galaxy. And then June 7th in the morning, we'll blast off to Pandora and maybe meet Doug and Russell.
Yeah, they're back. That's exciting.
Come join us. Book with Touring and Cruises.
Should we do a Navi River journey all together as one? No, okay, never mind. No meetup.
Nobody wants to waste their time on that garbage.
No, and we're excited because we already have some Patreons that have signed up and are going to be joining us. Speaking of Patreons, we have 2 new ones. We got to give a shout out to Sarbear86 and Jeff Pertolaski. So I think Sarbear is not a real name. So thank you so much for joining the Rope Drop Radio community, getting the after show. I'm going to be at Walt Disney World in a week, in a couple days from when this show comes out. And I will be doing a whole bunch of bonus episodes while I'm there. So if you want to hear those, you're going to have to join us on Patreon and click the link in the show notes.
That's right. Another way to support the show is to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast and to tell your friends about us. So leave a 5-star review. We will read it on air. Here is this week's. Love the new TPS report. 5 stars. That's kind of hilarious. It's the new TPS report show. Anyway, this is from July by Brian Weigel. Weigel? I don't know. Sorry. New listener. Love the new TPS report show. Please do more. Spoiler alert, we did. Great tips on earlier shows, and I cannot wait to become a galactic hero.
Yes.
There you go.
That is something we're going to do on our trip, is we're going to help teach people how to be galactic heroes.
There you go. I mean, it's really a community service.
It is. It's a free PSA. But the problem is, last time we did that, everyone was shooting at the same targets. You couldn't tell who was shooting at what target, and then no one got it. So
yeah, you're like, is it my dot that's hitting it? Or am I the one over there? Do I need to go left? Nope, I don't. So yeah, it's tricky. It is tricky.
It is. Well, what is also going to be tricky is how many questions we are going to answer. Some of them are going to be quick. Hopefully we don't, linger on too many, Doug. And we'll go through it. I think we have like 50 some questions. Derek. Yes. No rambling today. We're going to get right to it. I got
through the welcome very quickly.
You did. I was impressed.
Minutes.
It is. Well, yeah, we're 4 minutes into the show. Good job. So
now you're the one rambling.
I am. Let's start with Facebook. So first up, Christina Kokoris Parsons, my good friend from middle school. Thank you for listening. She asks, all of the info y'all know or have on the Princess Half Marathon.
That's a whole show. The Princess Half Marathon is awesome. I did it once. I dressed up like Olaf. That was a mistake for someone that doesn't really like random people touching them, because people kept giving me warm hugs, and my wife thought it was hilarious. But it's a great race. We'll be talking more Run Disney, I think, in the coming future here. We might be having a Run Disney show, and I think there's another Run Disney question
There is. It's
on the
coming up.
episode. But Princess is great. I love the time of year because it's not quite hot yet. It's a good one. It's one of my favorites.
Love it. One day, maybe Doug and I will run together.
Oh,
maybe.
that's the next
I know it's
spoilers.
coming. Spoilers. There he goes. Sarah Marie asks, family of 6, get 2 rooms at Pop or one bigger room / suite at a moderate. We love the cabins at Fort Wilderness. They always have a car, but they aren't available in February of 2025. So which one would you suggest, Doug?
You can go either way. I am definitely a fan of the 2 rooms because it gives you 2 bathrooms, where the cabins just have 1 bathroom, but they're not available when you're looking. I think the reason they're not available right now is because they're going to be DVC, and you won't see them show up until 11 months before. So
Yep.
they're
Well, and
not
she
going to be
also
way
asks
out.
if either 2 rooms at Pop or a big room at a moderate.
Moderates don't have big rooms that sleep 6, so but you could do a suite at All Stars Music or at Art of Animation. Those sleep 6. Either way, at Art of Animation or at Pop, you get basically the same square footage if you do 2 versus 1, and you get 2 bathrooms. But the nice thing about doing the suite is you're guaranteed to all be together. If you have teenagers, though, I would say definitely the 2 rooms at Pop. If you have smaller kids, the suite at Art of Animation.
Love it. I agree. All right, here we go. Scott Lucas, is the rope drop run happening Disney 2025?
Didn't take long to get to that. I
Nope.
think there's a 85% chance I will be doing the springtime surprise, like early April of 2025.
Okay.
I'll leave it
There
at
is
that.
a 15% chance Derek runs.
We combine it, it's almost 100% chance.
Derek's body has been rejecting the running lately, so it's gonna take a minute for Derek to get back into running shape. And which is funny because I ran cross country in high school.
So it's a chance. I want it to happen. We'll be probably over the next month or 2 figuring out if it's for sure, and then I can make it an event. Even if just one of us
enough
does it.
people say like we're gonna join you, we're gonna do it together, then that gives more like we can do this.
I can't back out then.
Yeah, that's it. So if there's like 10 listeners that say we're doing it with you, I'm in. That's my thing.
That's your threshold, just 10.
Yes, 10.
Your body will make it. You do the 5K.
I can do a 5K. It's
That's
the
a
last
whole
time I ran a
different thing.
half marathon. Now I'm rambling. I hurt my knee and it went out for like I couldn't run for about 3 years.
I don't
So
want to
anyway,
have to take you to the airport
no,
that.
you definitely don't. Andrea asks, first time going, kids ages 8, 5, and 2 in early August. I've heard a lot about taking afternoon breaks due to weather, but I'm not sure we'd get much out of going back at dinner time because the kids will need to go to bed a decent hour in order to get up each morning. What's the tipping point on balancing breaks, bedtimes, and mornings? We'll be in the park 6 days with a couple days off.
Couple days off? What are you doing? Who takes days off anyway? So here's the thing about Disney. Sleep
It's
schedules
called magic.
don't happen.
Nope.
You said a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old, right? Like, they're not on the same schedule. It stinks. You're sharing a room. Everybody's got the same bedtime. They're gonna have to stay up later. It's vacation. That's what I say. I know there's a lot of people that like stick to their schedule. Well, if they take an afternoon nap, that's still part of your schedule. But I would try to loosen up bedtime. Just it's going to be a thing. You got your off days in the middle to try to recover. Nobody is going to sleep normal either because they're not in their own beds. They flew on an airplane or rode in a car a long ways. Sleep's messed up. You're going to have to, your best bet is you take the afternoon nap. They can stay up later because of it. You power through. That makes them tired. They sleep like babies, literally for one of them. And then you do it. You just gotta get them up. If they're cranky, you give them the little Disney magic in the morning.
If you're going with your spouse or your significant other, it's a divide and conquer at times. One of you can take the 2-year-old back to take a nap if they absolutely need it, while the 8 and 5-year-olds stay out. And sometimes that's the best way of doing it too.
Kingdom Strollers. We have a link on our website, WDW Rope Droppers. I would highly recommend the double stroller.
Oh,
And guess what?
absolutely.
At the end of the night, the 8-year-old might make it to fireworks, while the 5 and 2-year-old are passed out in the stroller. There you go. There's bedtime in the stroller. Not the answer you really wanted, I don't believe, because no matter what, there's gonna be a point where you're tired and grumpy. That's gonna happen. But remember, you're at Disney. It's magic.
It's magic.
It's
There you go.
magic.
There you go. Laura Sexton asks, how quickly will topiaries disappear after Flower and Garden? We'll just miss the festival.
If you're just missing it, you should see most of them. They
Mhm.
trickle out of the park. It's like they take one down every other
One
day.
day, like I've noticed that. Yep.
It's a very slow process because they use the same ones every year. So it's a pretty small team that does it because they're transporting those plants back to a greenhouse for the rest of the year. Some of them they move around to different places. So it you'll see quite a few. If you're missing it by a day or a week or 2 weeks, you'll still see some topiaries.
Yep.
But you won't have the food booths. You won't have all of that. That will be definitely gone or closed. They'll be there. They don't ever go away, but they're closed.
All right. Emily Penner asks, things that are must-haves in your park bag must have to wear specifically in November, because November in Nebraska and November in Florida are probably significantly different. So what is something you put in your park bag, Doug?
For November?
Yep.
So some days it's not much different. It can get down to 50 degrees in Florida and you are chilly because you're outside the whole time. So definitely a good hoodie. Be ready for that. Maybe even some little thin gloves because fingers get cold, especially on whiny kids. But in my park bag, the number one thing I have to have is a external battery charger. Number one. I don't care.
Okay.
I've gone to the park with my cell phone, wallet, and battery charger. That's all you need, really. The rest of it, it's easy.
I agree with the hoodie, especially when we go in November. Always good. You bring it in the morning, it goes in your bag or under the stroller, you bring it back out at fireworks. It's something that you forget you might need in Florida, but it comes in handy.
And you can check the forecast, right? And there's days you don't need it, but November through February, there's a chance you need it with you, but you can check the forecast and you can leave it in the hotel if it's going to be 70 plus at Rope Drop.
Next one, Skylar Davis asks, your must-eat snack in each park. All right, Magic Kingdom. Go, Doug.
Dole Whip.
Gaston Cinnamon Roll. All right, Epcot.
School bread.
Ooh, I was just going random food booth. Whatever the newest thing at any food booth is.
Eat, though.
We're going to
be there during Diet Epcot, Derek. You're going to discover some snacks as we sip and snack our way around the World Showcase.
There we go. I'll answer this better then. So Hollywood Studios.
The carrot cake cookie was at the Ryder Stop. Then it went to the Trolley Car Cafe, or then it went to Starring Rolls. Then it went to Starbucks, the Trolley Car Cafe. It's the Ryder or carrot cake cookie.
All right. Mine's a Ronto wrap. Even though I don't like them, we end up getting them every single time we're there because everyone else in my family loves them.
You don't have to follow them everywhere. You can just be like, no, I'm going to go.
But I'm always in Galaxy's Edge. So they're like, while I'm here, might as well.
While in Rome.
Yep. So, and then Animal Kingdom. I don't even know if I don't even know if I've eaten a snack at Animal Kingdom.
We go to the confectionery stand there a lot. It's back as you come out of the safari. It's kind of straight ahead of you, called Zuri's Treats or Sweets. Zuri's Sweets. Confectionery stand. I like to get a chocolate covered pineapple, but that is not specific to Animal Kingdom at all.
No, we got something. It's in Pandora.
The one in Pandora. It's the cream cheese pineapple thing.
Yes.
Pogo Pugu or something.
Pogo Pogo. Yeah, you're right. You're close. You're right there.
The beer and the snack sound a lot alike, so be careful when ordering.
Yeah, go to Satuli's right next door.
It's outside of that little snack thing there.
They got some good
snacks.
Snack.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Angel Woodard asks, anyone else planning a trip in 2028 for Mickey's birthday? Do you think it'll be harder to get reservations because of the monumentous event? That's my next planned trip after Disney approached leadership excellence this month. I get to stay at the Contemporary for the first time. Yay, you're going to love that. But man, 2028, that is a little ways away.
Mickey's turning 100, right? Is that what that is?
Yep.
Something like that. I'm going to go with probably not. I think there'll be a celebration that will last 18 months.
18 months? Yep. I agree.
Right? There'll be something. It'll draw some people, but it will be very spread out. So
every
Um,
vlogger, blogger, and some
yeah,
podcasters will be there on the day,
don't be there on the day things start
especially
because
not
it's
Magic
annoying.
Kingdom. Yep.
It's yeah, that would impact things. Or like where there's a special dinner or dessert, right?
Oh, get the dessert. I
Well,
always try
get
to get
it,
the
but the
special
second
dessert.
day.
Yeah,
Get it
there.
the
Yes,
second
I
day.
agree. Whatever they're like, hey, this is a cupcake with a new topper.
Ah, yeah.
Kelly Culp asks, what's the tipping point to buy annual passes if you live out of state? Can annual pass holders use the dining plan?
So we did a whole show on this a while back, last year sometime. Pretty sure the title is self-explanatory if you go and look. The math came out to like basically you do two trips with like 3 day tickets, 4 day ticket, 3 day and a 4 day, something like that. It's cheaper to do the AP. And yes, you can get the dining plan if you have a hotel stay, but you have to be staying on property, and it is based on the number of nights that you have booked. But you can get that dining plan regardless of the type of ticket you have. However, you can't get free dining when they offer that, because that is, you have to buy tickets to get free dining promotion when that is a thing. It just ended, so you can't really get it right now, but it could be back.
Yeah,
It could be back.
sometime. Yeah, annual passes, 2 trips, 2 big trips. I looked at my family because we just renewed all of ours. Last year, 4 out of the 5 of us paid off our annual passes plus by going to the parks enough. It's Callum that only did 1 trip last year, so he owes me money.
That kid.
I know.
Ugh.
The youngest. We didn't
You
we
just left him at
just
home
left.
multiple
No, we
times.
did one parent with each kid on different trips. Anyway, but yeah, do the math. You can look it all up and figure it out from
And
there.
if you're not sure you're going to take 2 trips in 1 year, what you can do is say a trip, March 15th, and then the next year a trip on March 1st.
Yep.
So go right at the beginning of your AP, right at the end of your AP. We did
I like
that a
it.
couple times. We used to get annual passes every other year,
Oh,
because you also get free parking if you're staying off property. You get some discounts at merchandise and discounts at some sit down dining. So,
no, now I just renew it every year. It's like taxes and some other
well,
things.
it's work related now,
It
Derek.
is a tax
You
write
work
off.
hard at this, folks.
Yes. Janelle asks 3 questions. First,
Oh, Janelle, 3.
best enchanting extra experience that you've tried or want to try in the future.
Favorite, best, and enchanting?
Yes. So basically, what's your favorite extra thing that you've done? Or, and then something you want to do?
I mean, a VIP tour, but that's a little too obvious, right? Something I paid for probably. I think a themed dessert party, the Star Wars dessert party was really cool. The Jingle Bell Jingle Bam dessert party was really cool. Those don't happen anymore at Hollywood Studios, but I'm looking forward to, like, I would love to do Jollywood Nights next year if that's a thing. So the dessert parties for Doug.
Keys of the Kingdom tour was incredible for me and one of the coolest things I've ever done. And then I got to go. I'm actually going to agree with Doug on Jollywood Nights. If it comes back, it's something that I want to, me and him need to go down and experience it
Yeah,
together.
I wish there would have been a way for us to get there.
Youth sports.
Yep.
All right. She also asks best ways to spend an arrival departure day from Walt Disney World.
Do I have a park ticket or don't I have a park ticket, Derek?
Let's say
Come
you
on,
don't.
Janelle, you got to give me
Let's say
parameters.
you don't. What is something special you're going to do?
Arrival day, I like to have a nice dinner. If I'm getting in at, say, noon to 2, right? I like to have a nice dinner, and then like this last time, Thanksgiving, we did a little monorail Christmas tree trek. Like, we went and we looked at the Grand Flow, the Poly, and the Contemporary. Right, we were staying at Wilderness Lodge, so we then just got on the boat and went back. But we went and checked out the monorail. We had dinner at Ohana and then kind of did a little stroll. And that works great at the Epcot area resorts as well. That's my arrival day thing that I like to do.
I'm
But in
going character meal.
2025 though, it's water parks.
Oh, for me, I'm saying character meal. Well, it's a great way to either start a trip or finish a trip. Always go to a character meal.
And no matter what, like, you met some characters.
Yes. It's a great way to start or end.
Unless you're eating with characters, but that's because you brought them with you.
Oh, wow. All right.
Like
Her third question was, You've been traveling to Walt Disney World a lot in recent years. What advice would you tell yourself 10 years ago about Disney vacations?
I don't think I would have told myself to slow down and enjoy it more. Like, slow down and smell the roses attraction wise. I think we would have ran just as fast. But I think I would have liked to go back to those first trips and say, take more pictures. We took a billion pictures, but wasn't iPhones yet. Um, just like capture the moment, enjoy the moment with the kids when they're a little more, rather than worrying about, did I get the right fast passes at the right time in the right order? Like, because you had to run around and get them. Like, maybe, maybe not slow down, still be aggressive, rope drop to park close with little kids. We did that, but maybe like savor it a little more with the kids
I
because
like
they'll be
that.
gone someday.
Yeah. In college, not gone. So,
Well, yeah.
just clarification. I
Jeez.
would
Yeah.
say,
Details.
me, I'd be like, hey, Derek, start saving money now because you're going to start putting a lot more money into Disney travel in the future and have just a separate fund going back in the day. But I'd also like, I look back at some of our first trips 10 years ago and we did everything like as cheap as we could. We didn't have a lot of money. So we were nickel and diming everything. And part of me looks back and I'm like, you know what? I wish we would have done one of those sit down restaurants or some of those different things, especially when the kids were really little.
Hmm.
So that's what I look at. And so when we're going to Hoop Doo Review in a few days,
Oh, yeah. I
it's
can't wait for
expensive,
that.
but it's
It
like,
is.
this is something I want to do with the kids and I don't want to miss out on that. And I learned like there's things we've missed out on because we waited so long to do.
Well, you keep hearing me say that because I'm at the stage now where it's too late.
Yep.
Like, I mean, they're still here, but like, it's yeah. The ship has sailed on the prime Disney time. We still go. They still love it. We still do family stuff. It's just different now.
Christy asks, been to Disney World several times, but will visit Disneyland for the first time this summer. Anything majorly different I should be aware of or good tips?
Park hop,
Hmm.
definitely park hop. Spend
Yep,
the money on the hopper. Do not do that, because it's so easy.
it is.
I mean, make sure you go on Mr. Toad's. And we didn't even step foot into Galaxy's Edge because it's identical. Except there's some characters there now that were not there when I was there. Otherwise, I would go have met Ahsoka, right? Um, what else? There, really enjoy California Adventure. I think don't sleep on that park.
My biggest tip is always do the attractions that they don't have at Walt Disney World.
Hmm.
And I will just make a list of all the ones I want to make sure to, whether it be Indiana Jones, Matterhorn, you're doing the Marvel stuff over at DCA.
Yeah,
That is what I'm trying to do.
yeah, and Cars Land at night.
Cars Land is
Make
fantastic.
sure you
Yes.
see it at night with all the neon lit up. It's
Yep.
fantastic.
I agree.
It's what Disney should be everywhere, all the time.
Love it. All right. Anik asks, weirdest ride thing, place to rope drop.
I mean, the worst is Swiss Family Robinson, but like I've had some weird ones, right? I think it feels weird to rope drop Tomorrowland Speedway.
I can
It's
see that.
weird.
Yeah.
It's weird,
Hmm.
but I've done it. How about you? What's a weird thing you've done on a rope drop,
The
Derek?
bathroom. I have
Yeah,
drank coffee. This has happened
I've
multiple
done
times. I
that
don't
with
do it
you.
anymore. You have.
I
I
did that in
like
Pandora.
I don't drink coffee anymore for stomach reasons, but so also it's going to help because I won't have to go to the bathroom. I have been on the rope and been the first one in the bathroom, and then I get stuck behind everyone. Yeah, never again. So embarrassing. Failure to the show.
Bathroom, yeah.
Yep. So, all right. James Doyle, you have like 30 questions on Facebook. So those are going to go on the next episode. So we are going to move over to Instagram and we will start with Jedi Talk Podcast, a podcast that I do love listening to. They ask, if you could add one animatronic to Galaxy's Edge, what would it be?
My gosh, one?
Yeah,
It'd be somebody with one hand for
just a
sure.
character somewhere.
Well, I just want to see a severed hand. Whether it's Darth Vader being severed, or Luke, or Anakin, or the big snowman thing. I want to see one
A
armed.
Wampa.
Yeah, Wampa. I want to see something with a severed. If they could sever the hand in front of me, that'd be even
Wow.
better. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Okay.
graphic.
I mean, that's if I'm getting creative here.
Yep. I'm going with the Oga animatronic that they actually had planned and prepped, and they actually have the space for in Ogas that should be there. Just the fact that they didn't do it is
With
crazy.
one severed hand.
With one severed hand. Yes,
Okay,
there
thank
you go.
you.
We both win on that one. Love it. So Evening Flicks asks, what defunct ride do you regret not riding more before it closed?
Oh, Horizons. I wish.
Oh, you took mine.
Oh, well, it's that good. I wish
It
there was a
was.
way I could have ridden it as an adult.
Yes, I agree. Like I have weird memories as a kid.
Yeah.
And okay, so I'll add another one. I want to do Body Wars again. I did Body Wars one time. I was really
Just
little.
one time?
I know. And like
Oof.
I would love to experience that again as an adult. Because
I
that's what I wonder as an adult versus kid eyes. It's like, oh, maybe that was a
oh,
dumb attraction.
I
Who
was
knows?
fairly old the last time I did it, and it was not pleasant for me. And
Okay.
the plot is like, really? This is the best you could come up with? Okay. Well, there's a episode of Magic School Bus that does this better, but okay.
Okay.
That's all I kept thinking. Like the crossover with Miss Frizzle would have been fantastic.
They could bring it back.
They
This is their
they
time.
missed the bus on that one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
26 minutes into this episode. Good. There you go. Doug's got a
Shark
good dad
is
one. All right.
jumped.
It is. All right. Meteor asks, what is your favorite festival, party, or event at the parks?
Favorite festival, party, or event at the
Yes.
parks? Whew, that's a big list of things. I really like Festival of the Arts. It involves a lot
Yes.
of different things. But the Halloween party is
Oh,
just kind of
come on,
special. Right
Doug. You
there,
took
I took
mine.
them all.
Mickey's Not So Scary. You did.
Is that 100% like dead set on
Mickey's Not
that?
So Scary is mine. Like, I love that. I think it's but I also agree. Festival of the Arts is the best festival.
Mm-hmm. I also like kind of the atmosphere surrounding a Run Disney event when you are doing the event. If you're there during an event and you're not doing it, it's horrible.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Gordon Hop App asks, what's your favorite tour at Walt Disney World? I enjoy Behind the Scenes. Doug, I know you've done that.
I've done Behind the Scenes. I like it. It's the only tour. Well, I like the VIP tour I've done.
That counts.
Okay. Yep. There you go. VIP tour.
Okay.
It's plain and simple.
You know what's funny is I've done the VIP tour, but I love the Keys of the Kingdom. I mentioned it earlier. I don't know why you haven't done it yet, Doug. Get that on your list.
Just haven't gotten it done, Derek.
All right. Your kids are now old enough, I think. No, Claire isn't because you have to be 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Got one more.
there you go. One more. All right. Guys Caravale. I'm sorry, I butchered that.
I'm
Have
so
you
sorry.
guys ever done Disneyland Paris, or have you any guess who can come on and talk about it?
So, I've done Disneyland Paris, did it in 2019. I'll be honest, not much has changed, but yet some has changed. The nighttime shows, fantastic. It was fantastic. They've only upgraded it. We talk about it back in early August of 2019. You can scroll on back through the shows. One episode of that trip is London and Paris. The other episode is a Mediterranean cruise. So we broke it into 2 episodes. But the Paris stuff, we stayed on property, which was fantastic. The only bad thing was the food. The best food we got near the parks was from the train station.
Awesome. Yeah, go back to listen to that episode. It is.
And Phil, I mean, not going this summer because there's an Olympics, but if ask me questions, we probably won't talk about it a ton on the shows, but feel free to shoot me messages. I'd be more than happy to chat.
Love it. All right. Caprino asks, what is the most underutilized space in each park? So Magic Kingdom, Doug.
Park.
Yep. Magic Kingdom. Where are you going?
Tomorrowland Speedway. It's definitely Tomorrowland Speedway, but it's over the Utilidors, so building there is challenging.
I'm going to say you still got that north area that they keep. Blue Sky has said they're going to build someday.
It's not in the park yet.
You don't know.
It's
Who
a park
knows?
adjacent.
Okay.
I think we're going to see a whole land there. I think.
Yeah. So it's underutilized.
Yeah,
it can be built. They said it could be. Now do it.
Yeah.
So Epcot. There's a lot in Epcot.
There's, every empty pad for a World Showcase pavilion.
Correct.
That just straight up, you don't even have to take anything down. It's just an empty pad waiting for development.
There's also a weird golden dome in Epcot that
What?
is tucked back behind
That
some trees.
I mean, Miss Frizzle should take that over and just
Oh my
revamp
gosh,
everything.
that to me is I just can't. How long that has been sitting there empty. And then
Come
what
on,
about
insurance companies, you make enough money off of us. Sponsor
yes,
it already.
Hollywood Studios?
Is there underutilized space? Yes, yes, there
Yep,
is, and it's Launch Bay area.
Launch Bay. Yep,
Yeah,
I agree.
and
That's what I was gonna
there's
say.
a little bit of land between that and like Rock and Roller Coaster that could work in there.
Yep, and then finally, Animal Kingdom.
I mean, all that land out with that safari, all those. I'm joking. It's definitely Dino Land. There's just a little square area of dirt where there used to be a roller coaster.
Yep, but I also want to say where Kite Tails was. That is, there's just nothing. There's a whole
We
stage
got
and
a
water.
theater.
You could something you could do there.
Something. Hey, what if we got some jet skis?
I love
Anyway,
it.
no. Okay, I'm done.
All
I
right.
don't know how that was open so long. Like OSHA had to have shut that down.
All right. Coach Barney asks, Disney has selected you to build a new theme park in North America. It cannot be Florida or California. Where do you build it? Why? And what's the park look like? We've talked about this in another, I think the last listener question episode.
Yeah, I think you put a dome over yours.
Yes, mine's Missouri indoors, very similar to the Mall of America
Yeah,
type style.
yeah. I mean, if we're going full theme park, I think Texas is really the only legitimate option. You have enough local population. You put it halfway between Dallas and Houston, or halfway between Dallas and Austin. I think Dallas and Houston makes more sense. It's and you'd have to go off the interstate a ways to have land because it's just city. Texas,
Yep.
that area of Texas, just people. It's people on top of people. But you go west a little bit, and it's just nothingness in Lubbock.
You know what? There's a
Sorry to
space. There's a space between Doug's house and my house
Oh,
that
be
actually is pretty empty.
fantastic.
I know. I love that.
Cass County, Nebraska
Yes.
would be
Perfect.
fantastic. Yeah. There was
Uh,
rumors once about Ashland, the
yeah, I've
exit
seen the
off of the edge.
blueprints. Yep, I've
Yeah,
seen the
like
theme park
they
blueprints. They had it
had
all. Yep.
it was
We did a
Disney
whole thing
looked
in
at that.
college about that. Yeah.
Disney was looking at that parcel, but Disney hasn't done. But that was back when they were going to do the thing in Virginia, and I
Yep.
think they were pitting like different sites against each other, and like my little county got caught up in that. Like it's crazy. Disney was actually looking at Cass County, Nebraska. I'll shut up.
R.I.P. All right. Tiki Bay 5 asks, you're going to Walt Disney World solo. What does that look like for each of you? Where are you staying? What are you doing? Where are you eating?
Probably stay in Beach Club if I can stay anywhere, because then I can just stroll into Epcot and eat some festival food and watch random movies, sit there and people watch, go on Soarin' multiple times. Yeah, that's and then you can also Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios, single rider line, um, Millennium Falcon, and yell at kids that can't pilot the ship, like the
Okay.
crazy old guy in the back.
I'm way too extroverted to do a solo trip, but someday I do want to go down and do a content shoot, like bring my nice video and photography equipment.
It's not really a solo trip at that point. You're solo working.
Yeah. So
I've just soloed,
I can't. I don't even know if
strolled
I could do a
around.
solo trip.
It's
I would.
great.
I would walk around Epcot by myself. That is something I have done and I do enjoy doing. Um, but yeah, in Galaxy's Edge, I've done by myself. But Derek doesn't like being solo. I'm weird. But where am I eating? Anywhere I want. That's the
Right.
key. Yep.
Yeah.
So Magic Key Mama asks, what would you rope drop for Hollywood Studios Day? And what would your first Genie Plus selection be? We have a party of 11, 8 adults, and 4 children. One child is 36 inches tall.
The
So,
height requirement for Rise is 36, right?
yep.
So I'm
No,
buying
40.
Rise.
Is it?
I think it's
I'm going to have to look
36.
that up. I can't remember now.
I mean, good podcasters would know, Derek.
I was going to say 40 because Callum did it. You keep talking. I'm looking it up.
Okay. So I would buy Rise, Lightning Lane, Slinky Dog, Rope Drop, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That would probably be my plan of attack with that big a group. If you're not buying Rise,
40 inches.
40 inches. Okay. Well, then somebody just doesn't get to ride with the kid because everybody else should. And then you rider swap so that you get to go on that later for whoever stayed with the kid. But I would buy I would just buy rice.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree with that
100%.
one.
And
Genie
then
Plus, I would get
I would
did
do
you say Slinky
Slinky.
Dog? Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
because
go.
that's 36.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would rope drop Mickey and Minnie's.
Okay. That's
I
good
don't know
strategy.
if I'd rope drop Smugglers. It's way back there. Mickey and Minnie's is very low stress rope drop.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right
Good way to
there.
start the day.
It
Yep.
makes with a party of 11, there's
Yep.
going to be less yelling, screaming, and gnashing of teeth.
Kimberly Jane asks, what's the hardest part of starting a podcast? What would you do differently? I'm just going to start by saying I would have actually bought www.ropedropradio.com. Done. And that's Derek's biggest pet peeve 8 years into this.
Yeah, I mean, that is a thing. So making sure you buy that. However, that's a commitment. I think the biggest part of the podcast is knowing what your voice is. The hardest part about starting one is finding your voice and being consistent. And it takes time. It takes a year to figure out who you are, what you are. And the hard part with that is being patient and don't look at the downloads for a while. Right, Derek?
That's a good tip. I agree.
Yeah. Give it a year before you make any decision. Find your voice. Find what makes you happy. Whether it's with a partner, with solo, doing guests, take a year to figure it out before you start judging yourself too hard. And then after that year, you can look back and be like, oh, that show did better. What did I do different there? And then start moving towards that direction where you want to go once you know how to go.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to spend a little extra money on equipment. Like we started off with some low ball. Like this is my third microphone since the show started. We bought like the $20 microphone, winged it together. Don't be afraid to spend a couple more dollars on some equipment.
Mine is still cheaper than yours because you recently upgraded again. I still have the Yeti Blue.
There you go.
That I'm recording on. So
that's why you sound like a god. All right.
Yes.
Adventure on foot. Given frequency of airline flight changes, cancellations in today's world, is it logistically or fiscally possible for Disney to subcontract a luggage transfer, yellow tag service, and resort airline check-in services? Need Magical Express back, and I'll be less likely to jet out the bubble to Epic Universe. So you think
just lazy.
Yeah, it is. They could. It's not even a challenge.
I don't think the airline stuff is an issue. I mean, airlines, knock on wood, have been doing pretty good lately.
Yep.
Really. Compared to the coming out of the pandemic, there was some disasters, but
I don't even think it's lazy. I think they're so cheap and they just don't mind that people are going to spend the extra time, money, energy to do it themselves.
I think the part is the contractor wanted to, be able to make a profit.
Yeah.
And Disney was like, no, we're not. Come on. The customers loved it, though.
Yes, they did. It's one of those things where
I loved it.
Owning a business, sometimes you got to, help the customer out.
To be able to check my bags at the hotel in the morning and catch an afternoon flight with zero worries about getting to the airport to check my bags. Even without Magical Express, they could do the luggage check-in at the resort. It'd be fantastic.
I loved my bags just magically appearing in the room. And I forgot what that's like. It's been so long. Like you're just like, oh, there's my bag. Love it. Yeah. Literally, you tuck it on at the airport and then it's there. It's incredible.
That's part of why we're so carry-on only orientated now.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to baggage claim. Nope. Baggage claim is for very special individuals.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I was looking for a word, but I lost it.
Probably my daughter. I don't know. She's gonna probably check a bag. I don't know. All right, we're moving to Twitter now. You two make a bet. The winner chooses. Kraus Mouse Adventures asks.
There you go.
You two
check
make
them out
a
on
bet.
YouTube.
The winner chooses where the loser has to eat a meal. Which WD restaurant do you choose for each other?
Let's do quick service, right? So this is more like you have to eat it there because you lost.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be. I mean, I kind of want to say you have to eat at Pizza Rizzo's.
Okay, I see how that's happening.
I would say Pizza Safari, but I do like you as a friend, Derek.
Oh, and you don't want to limits. Die. Okay, for me, it's Restaurantosaurus. Make you eat there for a quick service and get a green bucket, but they don't have green buckets anymore.
They don't have the bucket, but I get like, I don't know. When you walk in, I get like a nervous twitch. from the green. I hated that because it was the most expensive meal I'd buy for my kids because it was a stupid bucket. See, look at me. I'm still traumatized.
You are.
Oh, Restaurantosaurus. Boy, we know each other there on
We
that
do.
bet, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
What are we betting though? What's the
You have to buy.
Well, I know, but what is
Oh,
the actual bet?
I don't know. I don't know what the
Yeah,
bet
we'll
is.
figure
We
that
always
out
make
in a
snack
minute.
bets.
Yeah.
Do you have a counter service one?
No counter
Or not?
service what?
I meant
A
sit down
table service?
table service. There you go.
It's too expensive to force you on to something, but I mean, there's so many options.
Mm-hmm.
Almost want to make you go to Tony's again. Um, but
You
not
don't
that
want me to go to
cruel.
Tony's
I
again.
don't want you to go to Tony's
See,
again.
that's why I was going to pick Sanaa because like
Oh,
80% of the stuff could kill you.
the
So you'd have to
could you
watch me
imagine
eat.
how long that meal would take at Sanaa if we went there, Derek? We'd be there for like hours because they'd be like, we think we found something safe for you to
One
eat,
thing on the
sir.
menu, Doug. And so
And
I've
the
eaten and
chef,
you're,
yeah,
yep. So
um,
that's where I pick Sanaa.
Sanaa, that's a good one. I would then we're going to Beaches and Cream, Derek.
Oh, you suck. I've never eaten there, and all my family's eaten there multiple times. All right. That's us messing with each other's
Yeah,
allergies and food intolerances.
yeah.
So Matt asks, what three things could Disney change immediately to make planning easier for the casual first time guest?
Go back to paper fast passes.
Oh, I was going to get rid of individual lightning lanes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just simplify the process. They go back to the regular Fast Pass Plus. Granted, it was a little complicated with the tiers. People were very confused about that, but or just make all of them day of,
Mm-hmm.
but get rid of the individual lightning lane. I think that would be very simple. So that's one thing, right? We're just
Yep.
trying to fix the lightning lane Fast Pass mess that they
Anything
created.
that can make it easier. Yeah. Like I'm
And
looking
so we
at
got to do two more
ADRs.
things.
ADRs.
I
Would
think
you
move
change those?
ADRs. I think making ADRs where you have to put a deposit down will make it
Oh,
easier
I agree. I like that
because
idea.
there are too many people getting ADRs and selling
Selling them. That's
ADRs,
a big
and
thing,
they
right?
just need to do it. I don't
Yep.
want to put a deposit down, but it has to happen
Mm-hmm.
because it's got the Facebook groups that do that have gotten ridiculous. They've ruined it for everyone else. And then the other thing is they got to figure out how to not have people take advantage of the DAS
Mm-hmm.
because that's also what's created the line issue. When you know a huge chunk of your lightning lane inventory is not even lightning lanes, that's a problem. So
Yep. I see that one.
those are the three things that are impacting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, this planning, the DAS thing doesn't affect planning.
No.
That's just a problem they currently have. And they know it's a problem, but they don't know how to fix it without getting sued. I don't know.
Bring back Magical Express.
Magical Express.
That was my third
that's one extra headache nobody needs to deal with. It's so
Yep.
simple. Just have it included. Raise the hotel room $10 a night, and boom, you got buses back. Everybody's happy. Nobody would notice $10 a night. Sorry.
Exactly. So, all right. CT asks, what's your favorite off-property spot to go to? Universal does not count.
Why doesn't Universal count? Well, definitely 192 gift shops. I mean, that's my favorite place. Some of those gift shops are. No, I'm joking. I don't. If the most common place I go off property is Target, I don't think that's what he's looking for. I like Kennedy Space Center. It's pretty awesome. My
There you go.
favorite
See, that's
place,
a good one.
right? My favorite place to go off property though is Port Canaveral,
That is a good one. Yep.
and
I
I
like
get
that.
on a ship.
I have a fun one. I've done this now a few times. Is I like to go to Celebration, Florida, and just kind of bomb around there for a little bit because it's beautiful, and I've always wanted to live there.
Maybe someday,
So,
Derek.
and there might be a question coming up where they talk about that. So, spoilers.
Okay.
So, Coach Gary asks, upcoming stay, we're doing 3 resort moves, which is crazy, Gary.
Ooh, Gary.
What are your must-dos at these 3 resorts? Animal Kingdom Lodge, Beach Club, and the Poly. For the Poly, I've done Ohana and Trader Sam. The Nautilus is a top 5 drink on property. Go Birds. So, Coach Gary, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Doug, what is one of your things must-dos at Animal Kingdom Lodge?
Well, first of all, the Birds did not win a Super Bowl this year. So
Oh my gosh. All right.
just salt wound. And then someone retired, so you don't even have a Kelsey anymore. So take that, Philadelphia. Anyway, so he has done
No.
Trader
He's going to
Sam's.
So first start with Animal Kingdom Lodge. What
Animal
is your
Kingdom
must
Lodge.
do there?
Dude, just spend some time on the savannah. It's awesome.
Exactly.
Just
Yes.
relax out there. Go
Oh
take it
my
in.
gosh, I love that so much. And
And
usually
it's
they have a
cool.
cast member, like they talk about the
Yeah.
animals. It's
You have a question,
fantastic.
go ask. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Beach Club.
Beaches and cream.
Nope.
Just lazy time at the pool and Cape May for breakfast at some point. That's my good things there.
Category 5 is a drink at the pool
Oh,
bar, and it
yeah.
is one of the top 3 drinks on property.
Hurricane
Get
has.
it and take a picture, and you can tag me, Diz Derek, on that one. So I love that's one of my favorite pool bars on property. So
Yeah,
definitely go
well,
there.
that goes in line with it. Spend some time at the pool.
Yes. And then the
Which is going to be
Poly.
closed for quite a while coming up. And
I saw that.
so I can't remember the dates, but be aware.
So the Poly.
Check your
What's
dates.
your thing to do there?
Oh, Tamboo.
Tamboo Lounge with the #1 drink on property.
You get a back scratcher and you get the pot stickers and wings from Ohana's. You can get those at the Tamboo Lounge. Back scratcher, wings, and pot stickers.
You got it.
What else do you need?
Perfection.
I don't.
Also,
can you get noodles? I think you can.
You
get
can
noodles.
get noodles. I have
the noodles.
Yes, I have. Yeah. How many times have I said that drink is in my top 5 in this show?
7, 8 times.
Oh my gosh, so many. Not even just in this, like all the shows
We
put
haven't
together.
even mentioned all of the old fashions. So that's a different top 5.
That's a whole list. That's a whole show someday. That's a Patreon show
episode
someday.
at some point here.
Yes. All right. Mr. Miyagi asks, do you ever think about retiring to Orlando area and working for Disney for fun? And if so, what would your fun job be? Yes, I think about retiring to Celebration every time I'm down there.
Yeah. Would they let an old cranky guy be a Jungle Cruise skipper?
Oh, I've had one. I had one once. It was hilarious.
So I would.
You could
100%
absolutely
love to be a Jungle Cruise skipper. That would be it. That's the job. That's.
Well, I'm thinking because retiring, that's still, oh my gosh, 30 years away.
I
mean, never. I'm never going to retire. I doubt. So anyway, whenever that's when the Star Cruiser is going to come back finally, then I can work there.
Oh, I would love to be an actor on the Star Cruiser. I would. Yeah, that would be awesome.
It's so much fun. Absolutely,
I love it. I'd be the lazy mechanic or something. There'd be a new character.
Oh yeah,
he screws stuff up the whole time and accidentally defeats the First Order or the Empire or whatever reiteration we have when we come back.
Perfect.
Bumbling idiot wins the day.
That would be. If my feet could still stand, I would love to be a chemist on the Star Cruiser, like serving drinks and telling stories. Oh, I think I could do that so well. All right. Caleb asks, have you ever done Halloween Horror Nights? Would be cool if you had an expert talk about it. Well, we do have an expert. He comes on a lot. Kent, UCF Kent, loves to share.
A couple years.
Yep. We should bring that back. Neither of us have, but that is what I've asked for my 40th birthday. So my 40th birthday is in 7 months, 8 months. That's coming, Doug. That's coming quick.
It's coming.
And I know a couple of our Patreons have already agreed to meet me down there. Doug is a wuss and is not doing it. Also, neither is my wife. So we were going to go down.
Not.
Well, she's going to come with, but
she's not doing Halloween Horror Night.
No, she hates anything scary. So I'm going with some Patreons and we're going to go do all the scary things.
Well, I will let you. I want to sleep.
Oh, but you don't want to celebrate 40 with me?
Not like that.
Okay, sounds good. Well, there you go. That is all the questions for the first episode. We have all of James Doyle's questions we got to get to next week.
Fantastic ones.
It's enough that it's a whole show out of it. So thank you, James. Thank you to everyone who asked questions. I'm glad we could get to them. If you ever have a question, please hit us up on Messenger. All the things at Rope Drop Radio, not our website because www.ropedropradio.com is still being held hostage from us. But we do love interacting with you guys. So thank you again. And if you want to join the Patreon community, because this week's Patreon show is bonus things, some Disney, but a lot cuts. Like deep cuts, like not Disney questions. Like what is your biggest fear? And I'm like, oh, I have that. Okay, I guess we're talking
Yeah.
about that and a whole bunch more on Patreon. So if you want to hear that show, go into the show notes, click that, subscribe, and get our after show. And then if you want to book a trip to see us, you'll have to do that through Touring and Cruises or any trip that you want to do to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, all the places. But that is all the time that we have. So for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.